Then there are other books that are called wisdom literature. One that's very remarkable is the book of Job. We really don't know when it was written. It's probably very old. And it depicts a man who, he's not perfect, but he's an astonishingly good man. Filthy rich, but generous, caring, loving. He even prays preemptively for his own 10 children. He prays preemptively lest they should commit any sins and do something bad. He's generous with the poor. He could testify, I made a covenant with my own heart that I would not look on women in order to lust after them. He's an astonishingly pious man. But he doesn't know that behind the scenes, the devil, our dear friend from Genesis 3, returns, Satan. He returns and makes a wager with God. The only reason why Job likes you is because he's filthy rich and you protect him. You take away all the good things that he's got and he'll turn around and curse you to your face. And God says, go ahead, just don't hurt him. And in successive waves of marauding rifts, his cattle are stolen, his herds are decimated, a windstorm comes along, the house where his children are having a party blows down, and all 10 of his kids are killed. And the man says, naked I came out of my mother's womb, naked I will return. The Lord gives, the Lord takes away, blessed be the name of the Lord. Satan says to God, yeah, skin for skin. Just take away this chap's health and he'll curse you to your face. And God says, go ahead, but spare his life. And pretty soon you find him on an ash pit, using pieces of broken pottery, picking away at his scabs. When 3 friends come in to visit him, they sit down and for a week they do nothing but simply keep quiet. The wisest thing they could do. And then the rest of the book is set out as a drama. These friends think they've got the theology all under control. They say, Job, do you believe that God is sovereign? Yes. Do you believe that God is just? Yes. So if he's sovereign and he's just and you're suffering, then the implication is... Job says, I know that God is sovereign, I know that he's just, but quite frankly, I don't deserve this. I'm an innocent sufferer. I shouldn't be suffering this. Job, do you hear what you're saying? Are you saying that God is making a mistake? Or that God is unjust to you? Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I know that God is sovereign. I know that he's just, but I still have to say that this isn't fair, what I'm going through. And then the discussion gets hotter and hotter until eventually the friends begin to say, Job, you don't understand. You've got more sins behind you that you don't even recognize, sins that you've committed you don't even know about, than you can possibly imagine. Otherwise, you're really saying that God is unjust. And if that's the case, then what you really ought to do is confess them in any case, even if you can't name any specific ones. Just sort of confess generally to God, and God will forgive you, and everything will get better. And Job says, how can I possibly do that? How can I repent of something I don't know what I've done wrong? How can I possibly repent and claim that I'm asking for God's mercy and forgiveness when I don't think that I deserve this? That wouldn't be making me a liar. That would actually be sinning against God. What I really need is a lawyer. I wish I had somebody who would go between God and me. That's what I need. And the tension mounts and mounts and mounts. I won't go through all of the levels of argumentation, but eventually God speaks. Do you know what he says? Job, have you ever designed a snowflake? Where were you when I made the first hippopotamus? Did you give me any wisdom on how to cast the constellation Orion into the heavens? Job? 2 or 3 chapters of these rhetorical questions. And at the end, Job says, I'm sorry I spoke foolishly. Claiming that I know more than I do, I repent. And you know what God says? Stand up on your feet, I'm not finished yet, and has 2 more chapters of questions. It's stunning. Because at the end of the day, there is no systematic answer that's provided to sort out the entire problem of innocent suffering. All of the rhetorical questions combine to mean one thing. We're not always going to get the explanations. But God is bigger than we are. And sometimes you just have to trust Him.